It all started quietly. The year 2008 didn't just happen, it was built, piece by piece, over many years. People wanted homes, banks wanted to give them loans. The problem was the banks got too eager. They started handing out money like free candy, lending to anyone with a pulse. This was the American dream supercharged. The fuel for this fire was mortgages. But these weren't your grandpa's mortgages. Some had interest rates that started low, then shot up. People signed up, thinking they could handle it. They figured house prices would keep going up, forever. Wall Street saw an opportunity. They took these mortgages, bundled them together, called them collateralized debt obligations, or CDOs. Investors loved it. They were hungry for higher returns. The rating agencies, the supposed watchdogs, played their part too. They slapped AAA ratings on many of them. It meant these investments were supposedly super safe. But were they? Not really. The watchdogs were getting paid by the very banks creating these risky products. It was like asking the fox to guard the henhouse, and then paying him for a glowing review of the security system. Greed. It's a powerful force. In the years before 2008, greed was rampant. Bankers saw huge bonuses. Mortgage brokers got paid for every loan they pushed through. Investors chased higher returns, ignoring warning signs. The more money they made, the more they wanted. It was a cycle of pure avarice. The system rewarded risk, not prudence. Banks were leveraging themselves to the hilt, borrowing huge amounts to make bigger bets on mortgage-backed securities. They believed they had found the secret sauce. Profits soared, stock prices went up, everyone felt like a genius. But it was a genius built on sand. The incentive structures were all wrong. CEOs encouraged traders to take big risks. If the bets paid off, you got rich. If they blew up, well, that was a problem for tomorrow. This short-term thinking infected the entire financial system. Few were asking the hard questions. The majority just kept dancing, convinced the music would play forever. Debt was the other monster lurking in the shadows. Everyone was swimming in it. Homeowners took on mortgages they couldn't afford. No income, no job, no problem became a lending mantra. These were called ninja loans. People were told they could refinance before higher payments kicked in. But what if house prices stopped rising? What if they fell? The entire system was built on the assumption of ever-increasing home values. Banks weren't just lending their own money, they were borrowing heavily too. This is called leverage. If things go well, your profits are magnified, but if things go badly, your losses are magnified too. Some investment banks were leveraged 30 to 1, or more. A small dip in the value of their assets could wipe them out. This mountain of debt wasn't just confined to the US, it was global. European banks had bought huge amounts of American mortgage-backed securities. The financial world had become incredibly interconnected. When the default started, panic set in. Trust evaporated. Then, the house of cards collapsed. In 2008, it became clear that millions of homeowners couldn't pay their mortgages. Those safe CDOs? They were filled with junk. Their value plummeted. Banks that held massive amounts of these toxic assets started to fail. Lehman Brothers went bankrupt in September 2008. Panic erupted. The global financial system froze. Credit dried up. Banks stopped lending to each other and to businesses. The impact on ordinary people was devastating. Millions lost their jobs. Millions lost their homes to foreclosure. Retirement savings vanished as stock markets crashed. Small businesses couldn't get loans to operate. The American dream turned into a nightmare for many. The crisis spread around the world. It triggered a global recession, the worst since the Great Depression. Governments had to step in with massive bailouts. Taxpayers footed the bill for the mistakes of the few. The crisis left deep scars on the global economy. The echoes of 2008 still linger. A constant reminder to remain vigilant, to question, and to remember what happens when